grabbed his leg with that direct impact on the leg. So not shocked after the season. You see this a lot with NFL players, that they find a fracture that they found the first time, but then they didn't see it, but you play on with it.
Well,
it's amazing.
You could see from his play on the field, especially in the 4 to 6 weeks right after the injury, he was not himself. He was dropping straight back. There was, I can't remember if it was right or left. There was one direction he was simply never rolling out to. So I thought it was... I thought watching it was more of a ligament issue, a sprain, something like that. But I found out it was a tibial fracture in his knee. I mean, that's significant injury. Sure, he was dealing with intense pain, but he had seen from the year before.
What kind of injury was that?
Tibial plateau fracture.
There you go. Spit that thing out.
Did I say it wrong? I apologize.
Sound like you had
I go to Chris Carter for
like you had like 2 marbles in your mouth.
That's where you go? Two superstars said goodbye to their fans last night. Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki both playing their final home game of their careers. Nick, who had the better career, Dirk or D. Wade?
Oh, you know I hate to rank players, but if you're going to make me...
Of course, we got, you know...
I mean, I think Dirk is the 16th greatest player in NBA history, and D. Wade is the 18th greatest player in NBA history. So it's close, and I wouldn't argue with you either way, but Dirk, by a hair, he has the league MVP that Wade never had, and the 6th most points in NBA history, which is remarkable, but 2 all-timers.
I don't believe you can go wrong in doing this. Dirk, his overall impact, not only as far as stretch 4s, stretch 5s, playing the game, still a huge part of the NBA game. And Dwayne Wade, his overall story, coming up in that great, legendary draft class, how he is a champion, getting 3 championships, and teaching LeBron James some things that made him a champion there in Miami. So both of them you can argue. Chris doesn't have a list. I'm just going to enjoy both of them's career.
All right, finally, today's top story, Magic Johnson stepping down from his role as Lakers team president, leaving the entire organization in limbo, but most notably, Luke Walton, who's reportedly a favorite of owner Jeannie Buss. Nick, where does Magic's resignation now leave things for Luke?
Well, Liz, it gives Luke Walton a little bit of hope that he might be the coach next year.
Very small, but a little.
Well, it was 0%. It was prior to last night. Luke was going to be fired today. I mean, this was a foregone conclusion. Luke knew it. The whole league knew it.
I think that was discussed in the meeting with Jeannie Buss. And also last week, she kind of hinted that all the things I defer to Magic Johnson as far as basketball decisions.
She was making it very clear, and I don't blame her for this. When Luke's fired, that blood's not on my hands. Magic is empowered, and Magic's going to do what he wants. And by the way, firing Luke today would have been the right decision and still would be the right decision. You bring in a team president afterwards, you let him pick the coach. But when you listen to Magic yesterday, he made it clear. I didn't want to, one of the reasons he says he was stepping down was because he didn't want to fire Luke. And he didn't want to put Jeannie in that position. He didn't want to do it. So now maybe Luke has a lifeline. Now, it would be a very odd circumstances to keep your job when everyone knows you're going to be fired and a guy essentially resigns so you're not fired, but in part to save your job, and then you get an extra year. I think it would be a huge mistake for the Lakers to not follow through on what they were going to do, which is fire Luke Walton. But he's got a little more time now. I don't think he'll be fired
because
today
who would do it now, Rob Pelinka or Jeannie Buss, if they were to do it?
Jeannie Buss would be the person.
And she's been on record saying she doesn't want to do it.
Well, that's when Magic was in place. But now she's going to have to put her big girl pants on and be able to do what the job requires. Now, she thought that she had someone in Magic Johnson because there's really 2 things going on in Los Angeles. And we have to be able to make sure that at least we give Jeannie Buss credit for this. The basketball side of the Lakers is in chaos. But the business operation, oh, they're making money. I mean, she is doing her job. They got everything sold out. They're sold out for season tickets, their boxes and everything that they're doing. So she's doing her job. Her decisions on the basketball side the last several years have them in the situation that she's in. So if she goes about business the way she typically would do with people they're familiar with, people in the Lakers family, I hope that leads her to Jerry West or someone else like that, because that's the only thing they can do now. They got to get the basketball side of that business together.
But whomever they hire as team president, to elaborate on the point Antoine Walker was making earlier, do you want to put that president in the position again that Magic was in, which is you're the president of the team, but this isn't your coach? You inherited this coach. This coach predates you. Do you want that? Does that make sense? Is that the way to go about business? I would think the job becomes more popular. If you're trying to steal away Masai Ujiri from the Raptors, if you're trying to get David Griffin, who's going to have a bunch of job opportunities, I would imagine, this summer, much less go super big fishing, hunting, big game hunting for Jerry West, as you mentioned, don't you want to tell them, listen, the coach is gone. You're going to get to hire your own guy. I think it would, even if you tell the guy, you come in, you can fire Luke, I think it's kind of a bummer. My first order of business is you're fired.
Yeah,
I think it's better to say the head coach position is vacant. You can pick your coach if you come be our team president.
And how many of these decisions, be it the head coach, the general manager, if Rob Pelinka leaves, whatever free agent they bring in, is going to be based on the time that LeBron James has left on this team, that we want to win in the next 2 to 3 years, so it's going to have to be a veteran coach, a veteran, general manager, a free agent that understands what the time frame is. I mean, how much of it is based on his time frame?
Well, I think the head coach part has a lot to do with LeBron's time frame. I think the team president part has almost nothing to do with it. I think a good team president, you hope to be a 20-year job. You hope to outlive LeBron. You hope to build the organization from the ground up. All this,
but he's also analyzing it, realizing that I have LeBron James.
Yes.
How will my first several years be successful? And that's utilizing him and maxing out his ability, Nick.
Right. I think the best team presidents, the best basketball builders, Jerry West is a great example of this. Put him in any situation, he will make the most of it. Put him in Memphis. He'll find a way to make the most of that.
Look what he did with the Clippers.
They weren't even supposed to make them.
Right, the Clippers or Golden State, or like the best people will find a way to. Do we have a championship-ready team? Do we have an expansion team? We're somewhere in the middle. Coach is different, though. You need a coach that is not going to learn on the job. You need a coach that is ready to win right now, a coach that immediately engenders respect. So I think LeBron's age and profile has a ton to do with who they are as coach, not about team
I haven't
president.
talked to Kawhi in his camp, but I do believe that if Jerry West was hired for the Lakers, I believe it would enhance their chances of landing Kawhi,
of course,
compared to him staying in Los Angeles with the Clippers.
Well, that's the one other thing I would say when it comes to the coach part of this is we've talked about what coach would LeBron want. Should there be a bit of a question, is there a coach Kyrie would really want? Is there a coach Kawhi Leonard would really want? Is there a way to thread that needle? And that's one of the many reasons why, even though it's not going to happen today, I think Luke Walton is going to eventually get his walking papers, even though they won't be from Magic Johnson.
All right, we got to take a break. Coming up, how much did the loss to the Thunder hurt the Houston Rockets' title chances? More basketball next. This is First Things First.
Oh, man.